Hey guys, how's everybody tonight? Hey guys, how's everybody tonight? Shoo, it's been a long week. But I wanted to come over here and go live on TikTok. Haven't been going live as much lately. But I have been hitting these books again. Right now, I'm just reading through Bouvier's dictionary. But earlier, I was looking into some bankruptcy and pensions and insolvency. Hi,
Hi, love. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Just passing the time.
Is our hubby out?
No, hubby took a year.
What?
Yeah, but I'm not done with that. He doesn't stand on squares very well. I usually hold that whole thing up, you know.
Oh man. Will that SF90? I think it's the 90. Would that help you?
The SF61,
The 90. There's a 90 and a 91. One helps get people out of jail, and the other one helps pay off houses.
well, I'm gonna have him. I sent him a writ of habeas corpus to send in, but it has to come from him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it doesn't have to, but it would be a lot better coming from him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna have him send that in, and then I've got some things in the works that I'm working on.
This is just to make you stronger, Starseed.
Yeah, you know, I had the realization today. A couple of people said it in that video where I was crying. They're like, you know, this is just you getting a test. You've been studying for this. And I'm like, you know what? You're freaking right, dude. That's exactly what this is. And I had to like take a step back because everything in this universe was testing me. Like, I went to go get my car today and I had been messaging the lady all day, making sure I had everything. I was going to be good. And then I get there and she's like, you don't have your title with your name. We had one, like the registration, but it only had my husband's name. I'm like, no, I guess not. She's like, oh, well, there's nothing we can do until you get that. So I didn't get my car today. And then I went to go get like the title and I just needed proof of ownership. And as soon as my dad pulled off, he like dropped me off and I walked home. But as soon as he pulled off, I want you to know that they were like, do you have proof of insurance? And I'm like, yeah, in the fucking car that just pulled off, I sure do. Excuse my French. It was just rough. And then my mom, she's like, you're not gonna get the girls today. Excuse me? Excuse me? Y'all want me to flip out, don't you? But I didn't. Because that would just make everything that everybody is thinking right now be true. But after I collected my thoughts and calmed down a little bit, I realized what to do.
Good.
Got some FOIAs in, and I don't want to say too much because they're active cases, and well, I've kind of learned some lessons. But how's everybody else doing? How's everybody else's week? Is everybody safe? Like,
I'm in Texas, so I'm okay. But Florida's getting it right now. So
and JC's in Florida, and Big Wayne's I know they're all like down south.
mm-hmm. But yeah, JC, she's holding it down. She stayed at home. She says she's higher. She's on high, like a hill. So I'm really praying for her right now. ECAT, we got several, of our family there. So just praying that they get through this safely with no harm. God be a protection around them.
Oh yeah. I mean, gotta clear out that old energy. I don't know. I didn't even know that was going on. My life's been so chaotic. I had no clue that was even happening. Big Wayne said he'll come on in a minute. But he said something.
Is wrong, my
Big Wayne said something to me a minute ago, and it was just like the most common sense. Like, why the hell didn't I think of that? He was like, you don't talk to the police. If they pull you over and you don't have what they're asking for, you tell them that you don't have it and to go ahead and write you the ticket. And you go on. And that just seems so simple. I don't think that it would work like that everywhere, but in theory, it sounds great. If anybody wants to come up into a box, you're more than welcome to. Do what?
Did they give you a ticket?
I mean, well, yeah, I guess kind of, not really. I mean, they just like arrested me for everything, but they gave me, well, because I'd already pissed them off, and so they said that I didn't have insurance and that I was driving on a suspended when, because see, I made the decision. My driver's license expires in December, so I went ahead and I renewed it to go ahead and give myself until December to fully pull myself into the private without having all the extra headache. So I've got the driver's license for now, but I'm gonna hopefully be fully in the private by the time it expires, and I'll have like the passport and all that shit. But it's one thing to like know to have all these things set in place, to have your trust and your fee schedule and all that, but then it's like a whole nother ball game when you're like, okay, they violated it, now what do I do? I mean, I'm figuring it out, but it's just like, oh shit, you got to figure that part out too.
Someone told me a trick to get an emergency visa or emergency passport in 5 days.
What is that?
They said go online and book a hotel in another country and get the thing that says you booked the hotel, and then you go down to the place where your nearest visa place or passport place is, and you show them your reservations and tell them that you had to do an emergency.
Oh, what is that?
Rocky. Yeah, it's just tell them that you're leaving in less than 5 days, and they do it. They do it right on the spot, and you get your passport right away.
What?
Yeah, she said that you have to book a hotel room, but then you go ahead and cancel it
Visit
after.
services. There's an additional fee for that. But yeah, you just got to show them, like she says, basically a
Itinerary.
confirmation. Yep, confirmation that you have a flight plan or something. It doesn't even have to really be anything official.
Yeah, you don't have to get a flight. She just said get a hotel room, which
Yep.
makes it like legal where suppose they're going anywhere. I thought that was pretty nifty.
That is very nifty.
Because otherwise it takes like I think 6 to 8 weeks to get a passport. I heard, depending on what state you're in.
Yeah, which I mean, I'm gonna have until December for it to be finalized because that's when my license will expire and I won't renew it.
Right, for people out there that need to do it. Like I was talking to someone about I was gonna fill out for my PO box, and they were telling me the best way to do that is to, instead of putting my address where I live now, is to put in a non-address. So you know how they ask for a picture ID with no. Which she said the only way you can do that is get a passport with your ID picture on it. And That's what she was telling me about. So I was like, well, I don't know if I have time for all that. I want to kind of get the P.O. box now. And she's like, that's how she said to do it. But I don't feel like going to Chi-Town. That's my problem. I don't like going into the big city. And I have to go all the way to Chicago, like downtown Chicago. And
There's not
ugh,
another one you can go to?
nope, nowhere around here. Because I've already got one years ago when I went to Australia. But that was like when I was a teenager. And I had to go downtown Chicago to get it. It sucks.
What did that say? Y group was what?
Hmm?
I can't read that. It says, hello, was wondering why group was, I can't make that out.
Not that last. It's 14.
Yeah, I know I'll need to cancel the contract with the DMV. I'm just talking as
Maybe
far
that's
as.
a band-aid.
Hmm?
I think that's a band-aid. Like band.
Oh. I don't know.
Greetings, everybody.
How are you?
Hello. I have an arrest story I would like to share with you guys.
Okay.
So I was buying this 5-unit property back in COVID, and I had some tenants there that didn't want to pay rent. They called the sheriff on me saying that I threatened them, right? So I go to jail, right? And so when I got into jail, I kind of went along with it. And I had read or saw a video of this. I don't even remember so many gurus I've listened to, but he mentioned asking for a tax form that to what was it called? It was
1099B?
no, it was to correct the errors in accounting.
Oh, a W3C?
Well, when I was talking to JC, she was talking about the 4206.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't know at the time when I was just asking for I was just basically asking for, just basically saying, hey, there's an error in the accounting because I'm in here and we need to settle the taxes, basically. And I was in there for the weekend. They let me out. I was supposed to go to court at 2:00 p.m. I was ready. They told me, hey, Ramirez, you're next and whatever, get ready. So I was ready, and I was in my cell all pumped up, and I wanted to face the judge because I was so pumped up. And 2:00 came around, I never saw the judge. 3:00, I never saw the judge. 4:00, 5:00, and I'm thinking, what the heck's going on, man? I'm like, what's going on? And all of a sudden, like in the 7:00, they tell me, hey, roll up, time for you to go. Didn't get no paperwork, didn't get anything, just kicked me out.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
That's what I
so
plan on having no judge want me in front of their.
and I was like, I said a bunch of other stuff because they wanted me to take a COVID test, and I asked them, I go, can you produce the contract that obligates me to do that? And they're like, there is no contract. And I go, well, why would I do something that doesn't obligate me to do it? And they just looked at me like dumbfounded.
Yeah, no,
And
I'm not.
so I don't know. It was just, that's my experience.
Yeah,
You know, I, So it worked for me, and so I don't know if that would help anybody else, but it was a pretty cool experience.
You know,
Even though I had to go to jail for 3 days.
I thought I was like standing on my square, but come to find out, I think it just would have been simpler to just shut the fuck up. And
The problem
no
is they
way
don't
to defend that
understand.
square. Do what?
The problem is the police officers, they don't understand what's going on. And
And
that's
they
a
don't
losing
care.
battle 99% of the time. When I go into court, the judges don't even care half the time. If you're gonna stand on your square, you gotta have your stuff together.
One more thing. When the sheriff arrested me, he read me my Miranda rights, and he asked me, "Do you understand?" Right? And I said, "No, I don't understand." And he was like, "What do you mean you don't understand?" I go, "I don't understand." I go, "Can you give me the definitions to the words that you're saying, because I don't understand, because I need to know what you're saying." He looked at me again. He goes, "What? You don't understand?" I go, "No, I don't understand." He goes, "Well, this camera is on, and I'm going to show it to the judge." And I was like, "All right, cool." So, I mean,
That I stood on
there's,
that. I said that I do not understand. I do not consent. All of that, and yeah, that got my ass fucked up. Like,
yeah, see, I don't know. I guess it's kind of different for each people, like everybody says it's the way that you approach everything, because it can be, I don't know.
exactly what I
I
said. You
try
don't
to
have to
be I
understand.
try to be as peaceful as possible, because believe me, I have two messed up shoulders that prove that, from cops messing with me, getting beat up. And so I try not to try to be as peaceful as possible with with cops and sheriffs and everything, and even correctional officers. But you have to ask the right questions and be just in. That's the hardest part for me, and that's what it got me. It got me a lot farther than like fighting them, and uh, I was like the most silent prisoner in everywhere. Everybody was acting crazy, and I was just like waiting for my time, like just asking the right questions. And so I don't know. I just wanted to share that experience, and those are
No,
the things
thank
that
you.
work for me.
Starcy, did they whoop you up?
Do what?
Did they whoop you up?
Yeah, a little.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay.
Bastard.
Have you decided what your next step is going to be when you go to court?
Oh yeah, I've already made steps.
Good.
I've done FOIAs and stuff, and I don't want to talk too much on it just because it's still like an open case. But yeah, yeah.
Where are you
They,
at with the process?
where am I
Actually, you know what?
at?
Now that I think about it, they know you're on social media, so you have to be mindful of what you say or whatnot, because you don't want to disclose your strategy. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's why,
So, so my suggestion to you, but you do what's good for you, is use these lives to talk about the processes that you've been championing and advocating that we all embrace, versus dealing with your personal experience, because it'll come back to bite you. I would certainly,
exactly.
welcome knowing anything and everything that you went through after it's all settled. But to do it beforehand may not be in your best interest. And by that token, if you want to reach out to any one of us individually for whatever reasons related to that, I'll be more than happy to talk to you and whatnot. But just
Yeah,
for your
I
own
was getting
benefit.
that thought too. Like that's why I haven't really said too much
Star,
about what I'm doing, just because.
Star,
Yeah,
we,
and
we,
I'm going to share the. I think Raphael mentioned something about sharing, and I'm going to share something related to this, but somewhat, and I'll explain.
What were you saying, Aaron? Hold on one second.
I was gonna say the way you're moving with your post with your postal situation. I mean, you're gonna have a target on your back, and you gotta kind of lay low with everything else, in my opinion, because you're doing something you're trying to enter that 1%. And
Y'all don't even know what all I can't go into it right now, but
right,
not even just on the case. This is completely different. This has nothing to do with that. But off of the 2848 that I filed, the 56 and the 56F, y'all, I can only just tell you guys, do your letter of non-decedent, do your 56s. I put the IRS as the fiduciary on my trust account or whatever,
On your what account?
on the trust for the trust EIN.
Interesting.
And
Yeah, I had a question about that because I've seen a couple templates on the 56s, and one puts you as yourself as a fiduciary, and then one has like the secret or the treasury.
I
Yeah.
have the IRS as the fiduciary because they're the ones doing all the filing. They're the ones doing all the taxes and stuff. And y'all would not believe what they've done with my account. I wish I
So,
was here.
which address and all that did you use for that?
PO box.
Okay.
My PO box is like my home address.
No, not yours, for them, because it asked for their address and stuff.
I don't know, but I did a letter of intent with it and a letter of instructions. And in that, I told them that if I didn't send it to the right place, I authorized them to send it to the proper place for me.
Right.
So
Where did you make them your fiduciary? Where, when you file the EIN?
no, when I did my 56 or 56F,
Got it.
It was a
I'm not-
56 or the 56.
I'm not sure at this
I
exact
think
moment.
it might have planned to do a 56 and the
I
2848.
did both. I did a 56, a 56F, a 2848, and 8821. Thank you guys for all the gifts.
All right. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Oh, thanks for the gifts, Stephen.
hey, Star.
Yeah.
Hey, I sent you a message and you buzzed me back your phone number. Why don't you send me over your email address? I've got a postal banking form from one of my buddies that actually went through the process, and I was chatting with you a little bit privately about it. But why don't you send me your email address? Because I'm going to email you everything that he sent me to help
Yes.
you. And I also have this American Jurisprudence Legal Forms annotated version. It's for the post office to statutes of uses.
I
And
remember you telling me about that.
yeah, that I think this will really help you. This is in Latin to me because I'm nowhere near where you're at in this process. But
Let me ask you a question. Is that something you can share on Telegram for the rest of the group?
you know what? I'm going to send the book to Star and I'm going to let her tear through it because I'm behind her on this process 100%. And I get so much great information out of you guys, and I'm relatively new to this whole process. And I stumbled upon 600 law books earlier this summer that I bought for $200, and I've got some of the coolest American jurisprudence books that were ever written. I've got one in particular. It's the Uniform Commercial Code Forms, and I actually put my stamp endorse send together for the CFO of American Express today, and I used the words directly out of that American Jurisprudence Uniform Commercial Code Forms book, and I cited all the codes and everything. So I'm interested to see. I've tried the SES process before, and I get the same bullshit everybody else gets. Oh, I'm sorry, we don't accept that form of payment, blah blah blah. And I found that unless you're willing to take these assholes to task and you either have to take them to federal court or you have to do arbitration with them. You're not going to get anywhere with the SES process. And they're going to stand on their square. They're not going to move, and you have to make them move. So, Star, when I got to bounce here in just a second, but why don't you send me your email address? I'll get
My
that over
email
to you.
is actually starseedproblems22 at Gmail.
Oh, perfect. All right, I'm going to send this to you, and then you feel free to share it amongst the group. Like I said, I'm open to helping anybody that I can, and I've got an outstanding group of guys right now. We're fixing to file a suit against American Express. I went and actually had a CUSIP audit done, and we are going to take that CUSIP audit to prove securities fraud, and we're going to move like that. So I'll kind of keep you updated on that process. The CUSIP I obtained from a gentleman named Brendan Jackson. I'm sure you guys are familiar with him, but his firm located that CUSIP for my account with Amex, and they don't want to budge on negotiable instruments, and it states directly in their card member service agreement that they accept negotiable instruments. They don't want to budge on negotiable instruments, and it states directly in their card member
So
service
I would
agreement that they
definitely,
accept negotiable instruments.
I would recommend, guys, again, I'm going to say this again, do the 56, the 56F, the 2848, and the 8821. Y'all would not believe what I got today. And you're
Talk
on
to me.
I've got a whole list of CUSIPs from the IRS
Wow.
attached to
Okay.
my accounts.
Say those again. You said the 56, 56F, 2848, and the 8822 or 21. I'm sorry.
8821. And then you get your PO box, you do your non-decedent. And I sent my 2848s and I sent all of that to like the DOT. I sent it to the postmaster, the Coast Guard. I sent the Coast Guard a non-decedent letter. That way they can come rescue me, because they're the ones that I feel like there's
Shit,
something.
you got to be so close.
Huh?
You have to be so close.
Y'all have no clue.
I mean,
Hey, Start. Real separately, hold on, Ron. I like that you have Ron. It reminds me of that meme.
that's
But
right.
hey, Start, if you need anything, I texted you and I know you saw it. Me and Peter, like we're just trying to catch up
I
on
forgot
funds.
this stuff. I need to send it to you guys. I took pictures of it just a little bit ago. I've got it.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna go out at 10 to fix my teeth. Remember I was telling you, because that's what my other funding is for. But if we need to go back down there, dude, Peter has frequent flyer miles, so we're like, and then I found really cheap deals on Southwest. So if we gotta go down there, we gotta figure something out. Like we told you, you are family at this point. Like we're gonna help each other out. You're stuck with us. We are your forever friends, and we'll fly down there again and have another adventure.
Yes, except I'll be active in the adventure this time.
Yeah.
For real. I mean, we're pulling for you, and I'm going through my process with Amex, and the gentleman that I'm working with he was one step away from getting his bar license, and he realized the fraud that was going on in these courtrooms, and he decided not to go and get his license, which was amazing. And I met another amazing dude that they're putting all the forms together, because I never moved in court. I've never been sued. I've got a couple companies, but I've never been sued. I've never had to sue anyone. So I don't know how to move in that capacity. So these guys are going to rock and roll. And once we get the bond for that security that they fraudulently forgot to disclose in that card member service agreement to us, we're going to move and we're going to do some cool stuff. So anything that we can do to help you out, Star, we're here. And like I said, I got your address. I'll get this. I'm going to get this book out in the mail to you tomorrow, and then I will email you over that email that I received from my boy Mike. And I hope it helps you. Like I said, if I run across anything from these guys, I'm storming the heavens too to figure this out, because it only takes one to get it, and yeah, you'll probably have the MIBs knocking at your door, getting you non-disclosed up, but it's all good. We're here to help everybody, and that's
And
what
I've
this
shared the
platform is.
process. Like y'all know every step that I've taken. So if that
For sure,
y'all know the path that I've walked, and
for sure.
I've been like an open fucking book with my life, guys. So
Right. Well, we're here to help. So I got to jump off this. Thank you for your time. Thank you for everything. Keep
Hey,
rocking
Ron.
it. And Yo,
Hey, Ron,
what's
I
up?
just sent you a DM. Read it when you get a chance.
Right on, brother. We'll do. You
Yeah, no,
guys have
thank
a
you.
you guys have a wonderful night. God bless and be safe. Okay, everyone.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
All right, sounds good. Take care.
You know,
Thank you, Steven.
I was saying something before, and I just stopped because I know Ron wanted to share what he shared. And what I was going to say related to what Raphael had mentioned or shared with us is that a month ago I had to go to the SSA to do something for my mom relative to having them update her records for her direct deposits to a different bank that's stateside because she's no longer living abroad. And I have power of attorney for her. I have it certified and registered with the county. When I went to the SSA, they said they don't recognize powers of attorney. And I was befuddled by that statement. And I said, why don't you? And they said, it's because it's their policy. Now, I could take one of two routes. I could certainly take them to court and stand on my ground with regards to the Chevron deference lawsuit that states agency policies are not federal law. And I would win that case. Or I can come back the next day with my mom and just have her sign the documents that I needed her to sign. And the point of my sharing this is that sometimes we have to make choices and we want to stand on our square. But at the end of the day, you have to do what's most prudent and best for you for the long run. And you decided to stand on your square and take that position and fight. And we all respect you for that. And you said earlier, maybe it would have been best if you just kept quiet. Maybe so, maybe not. At the end of the day, you have to assess the situation and determine what gets you to your goal quickest, whatever that may be. And sometimes it's about, fighting authority when authority is not informed as they should be relative to what we do, or at least
I
trying
just
to
feel
do.
like if we're not standing, like if we just continue to let them because it's easier, then I mean that's what got us here in the first place, is because it was easier. And we have to at some point, okay, what's too much? When do we say enough is enough and get tired of that bullshit?
Years ago, Miles Davis, rest his soul, because he passed away, when he moved into Hollywood Hills as a millionaire musician, he had his lawyer send letters to the local police department and the local politicians, letting them know, hey, my client is so and so. He drives a red Ferrari. So if you see an African American driving a red Ferrari in Hollywood, don't think that it's someone who stole it, because during that time it was something that he'd be easily pulled over and probably get his ass kicked. On that same note, there's another content creator, and I can't remember his name, but I have his information, where he does this thing where he sends this, I forgot what it's called, and I'll have, when it comes back to me, I'll share it, but he sends these documents to the local county sheriffs, the deputy sheriff, and all that stuff, and letting them know that this is who he is, this is what he does, he's a secured party, and this is his documentation. And be advised that I'll be driving in, these areas as a free citizen, or free person, should I say, that's not governed and beholden to the municipalities of the United States as, the corporation. And what it does is it puts them on notice that if you're going to have one of your people stop him, give him a hard time, it's going to come with a fee. So maybe, at some point, that's something to consider. Once I get the exact process that he provided, I'll share that with you. You can share it with the group. But I do have it. I just got to look for it. And that's
Y'all
something
see
that,
this?
Yeah. What are you looking at?
That is the W-2 wages and tax statement. There's numbers on the other side of that, but
Yeah.
we ain't going there.
W2.
Hello.
That's one of the papers that you got from the IRS.
Uh-huh. Oh, and it's 12 pages long.
Hello.
Hello?
Hey, this is me, John. What's up, Starseed? Hey,
How are you?
I was trying to get a hold of you because, I help people that get arrested, and I help them you need to get in, and everybody's talking about being private, passport, none of that. What that guy was just talking about, the one the one guy just talking right before me, he was talking about it's called an injunction, where you send these 4 offices and let them know who you are. You got to send it 3 times to these 4 offices, and then it helps you because you're warning. A lot of people are doing a lot of paperwork, which is not necessary. Everything's already been created for us. You just need to know how to operate it. I can show you. Tomorrow, I'm gonna try to get a hold of you, and I'll get 2-3 people that I showed everything that's been created. I paid people's houses off, cars off.
You
It's
have my
because
phone number?
it's already created. No, I'll get a hold of you. I'll send you a message or whatever away. I try to send you a message before, but no response.
Yeah,
So
I get bombarded with messages and it's so hard to keep up. But I will send you my actual phone number so you can actually get a hold of me.
and
John,
what he
I'm gonna message you too, because then we can all get together.
yeah.
Because
And
like
the thing is,
we have a lot of back taxes right now. Right now they're like attacking us and carjoning our bank accounts, so we're like in dire needs.
Why don't you
and the
use a
thing is,
stamp?
I'm gonna do it.
You know,
I'm gonna do
the,
the 21 coins. I have them.
Well, look, Alex, you can do.
Okay.
So you go off the Stamp Duties Act. So what you
Yeah.
do, you look on there and you see what the taxes are. You pay if you're filing like single. You would pay the taxes for on a 1040 what you would claim through single. If you're filing married, you would claim the taxes on what you would claim married. Pay those taxes. And
on
then
the tax, that bill that comes into you, all you got to do is just pay to the U.S. Treasury, send it right back to them, and put money order on top of that bill that came, and send it right back to them, pay to the Treasury, and sign the front and the back, but without putting UCC codes, no HJR, no public law stuff, none of that stuff. They already know all that stuff.
Hold on.
You don't need to. You just need to put money order, pay to the U.S. Treasury the amount, and send it right back to them. That is
But
theirs.
the money order, do I put an amount on the money order? Because when you buy a
the money
you have to-
order is you're gonna put them on that bill they're gonna give you. You're gonna put money order across the top of that.
Oh, I
on the
see.
top of that. You don't need to do a money order or whatever.
I get what you're
have
saying.
not paid taxes. I have not paid taxes or any bills almost since 2005.
well, look,
And
I
this is
have
my
it
fourth.
on my car.
This is
so.
and the thing is, if anybody can get a hold of me, I help a lot of people pay their houses off. All it is the ABCs, and then I go after them doing the 3949A with the 211 and the 13909,
Text that to me.
and I'll have like 2-3 guys on the live, and they're gonna be like, holy shit, John. And all you're doing, like a $200,000 house, you're gonna get $30,000 back on the whistleblower reward. So every $200,000, you get $30,000 back. That's how much I got. Plenty of people, and I got on one of the houses that I did 170,000 because it was a million something, 1,300,000 I think it was.
John, you
So-
said a 3949A, a 211, and what was
Yeah.
the last one?
13909. And the people, because I have 3 family members that work in the remittance department in Georgia. Okay, you guys, they are bombarded with all this frivolous stuff because everybody's adding. Okay, the most important thing I would tell you guys is you do a DBA, Minnesota Rule 220, get that. I will help people do an injunction. So you have to warn these 4 offices 3 times. So it's costly, but it's the main thing because I drive like a maniac in my Hellcat, in my Scat Pack. They always pull me over, but they never give me a ticket because they pull me over, they bang on my window, slow down, have a good day. That's it. Because that injunction, I don't even show my passport. And you guys, the most important thing, get your driver. If you have a driver's license, you put a $1 stamp on the back of it and sign it. You're considered the postmaster transporting your vessel across dry land, and they cannot give tickets to anybody transporting mail.
I saw that.
And the thing is, because
That too.
David Windmiller, ex-military, we're ex-military back in the day, and all
I saw
his
that.
students were my friends, and so it's just a little bit of everything. Just let me see. I'm trying to find my daughter real quick. But
Dude, you
the
just gave
thing
us the
is,
cliff notes on everything, man. I
and
love
also,
it.
you guys, all your receipts, you guys get the 1244, I think, form. You send all your receipts back, and they give you all your money back plus more. That's just little things. Then we can go. It's because I get this is like my 17th account. I always get banned for talking about the carbon copy documents. So, Starseed, I will help you. All you need to do, okay, so to get out of your problem, because I got people out of worse problems, you would do the injunction, but also too, okay, the injunction comes later. What we can do is you get a fee schedule, you get a DBA, you get your DBA, and then you do and then you need the power of attorney of delegation letter. You need to send it to the attorney and to the judge, because if you have created an EIN already in what you did for your estate, they do not have permission from the Secretary of Treasury and or from you operating out of your estate without your written and given permission from the Treasury. That's the power of attorney of delegation. And I even showed people, I went and bought 2 new Hellcats. I did not pay for them at all. I didn't pay for them shit. I let them take me to court. 1 month before going to court, I send my document to everybody privately, and they recused themselves and case dismissed, and they sent me my titles, because they do not have that power of attorney of delegation to be fucking around with your estate. Because now that you know, you got to let these people know they don't have the delegation. Nobody fucking has it. Nobody. And a lot of people are having problems doing these forms. It's because they don't.
Okay, never mind.
Babe, yeah, they don't have what was I saying? The tax. Okay, the tax forms. It's very simple. In 6 to 7 weeks, your house can be paid. You know, so then you can learn about the OIDs,
Help me get out of my daddy's basement.
on the 1099 OIDs, and then using the 56 and the 1041 and the 1041V. I'm driving, you guys. I was in a tight spot real quick, but you guys, getting out of tickets, your DOT plates. So if you have DOT plates, you need you can have your driver's license, but you can travel with your passport, but you need to have an injunction. Everybody's talking about, I want to be private. It's all about the injunction and a fee schedule. You send that shit over to, you always carry that, and also have your DBA with you. And that gets you out of a lot of trouble. I'm telling you, I had 24-year-olds. They all had their gun and they had weeds, but they were good kids. Up here in California, it was just a bad time. People were, so I don't mind, you know, as long as you don't do no harm, but protect yourself. So they all got in trouble, and I helped one of them because I knew him, and he's a good kid, but he didn't have a gun. He had the pound of weed, and they were driving with no license, no registration, messed up car, and I got him out in 14 hours. Because I had him and his mom write that power of attorney of delegation, that letter real quick. All it is a paragraph, you guys. That
So like an affidavit, like a statement of fact, or
all no affidavits. That's all for. I've got in so much trouble. I've never stepped my foot in court. The only time I had to go in court is because they did a home invasion on me, and then I beat the 5 guys up real bad. And then I went to jail because it was just a bloody mess. Everybody, you know.
what part of California are
that
you
was
in? Because I'm in San Bernardino.
I'm over here. I'm in the Bay Area, in
Oh.
Vacaville. And I try to help a lot of people. But it's just I can only do so many people, and I get kicked for saying certain things. But people, it's the injunction, and it's an injunction you're looking for with the fee schedule and the power of attorney of delegation, because no judge has it at all. and they just don't have it. And who gave them the right to go into your estate without your permission and from the Secretary of Treasury? They're ripping you off. Then on your court case also, you get on that and you do 3949 and a 211 on that court case. I already know 8 judges that are releasing people because they do not have the power of attorney of delegation, and we've been snitching the shit out of them. Right now we did 13 judges. I went against the chief of courts over here in the Bay Area, the one that's in charge of all the judges here in Solano County, and I beat her ass, and she don't want me anywhere near her chambers because the next time I do, I'm going to disqualify her. Then because they don't have the power of attorney of delegation. That's how I win. I just send it to their chambers privately, and you'll get it. Then if what I can do, maybe tomorrow, I'll get a hold of Starseed. Everybody, I will tell everybody, get your 1099A, your 1099Bs, and your 1099Cs, and I'll go over it right now, and I'll tell you what to fill out on every damn box you're supposed to fill out to get your house or car paid off. That's just to pay them off, and in 6 weeks you'll get the payment statement. And then
she has a
you'll get the
telegram.
payment statement.
She has a telegram. What time on Pacific time would you be on so we can all kind of write this down?
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I would even, all you have to do is just, if you don't even have the documents in front of you, I would tell everybody just to be online and, listening, and then pull up the 1099 online on your computer while you're filling out. And I paid off $1 million house for $15. So it's like, I got 12 cars in front of my house. I can't get no more fucking cars. My wife says no more fucking cars. So the one thing is, you get, it's because I also have my 5 boys. They drive the trucks, they drive the Scat Packs, they drive the Jeeps, whatever car they feel like doing. But in getting the 1099A, to purchase stuff, you got to, if you go to a car dealership, you get a purchase order agreement, and then getting that purchase order agreement, if you can get a hold of the underwriter, then all you have to fill out is the 1096 and give the underwriter all of the other forms, and they will take care of that car, and you would get your car within 3 days after they get financed, because they have access to the Fed window. And also too, it has worked already for like a few of us that we got paid, that we paid each other's estate with the 1099A, and it went through the IRS, everything. And if you guys are having problems opening up your estate account, I don't know if you guys having problems opening up an estate account, you guys go to Charles Schwab and open your estate account with them. They're pretty easy, because now a lot of people are waking up to this stuff, so it helps you out. And then what else? I'm trying to think what else I can get.
You can do the same with VA loan, right?
I had a VA loan. Man, that house got paid off 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 6 days, 6 weeks, 3 days. And then you go get another house with your good credit, because it shows up hella quick on your credit report. Everything shows up real quick. Your credit goes skyrocket. Then you do a what's it called? Then you go, because now your credit is good, you go get another house, and before you even make your first payment, the house will be paid off with the A, B, and C. And people are I charge $1,500 to spend two hours with people, because I do one-on-one, and it's just, I go through the injunction, I go through the power of attorney of delegation, court cases, I deal with paying your car off, your house, because I don't do this for a job. I just do it because on my spare time, because I'm retired. So now that I'm in the States, I try to help people for 6 months, and then the rest 6 months I'm traveling. And then, but the main thing, Starseed, is the injunction, and then you need a fee. You need to attach a.
What happened?
Maybe we had too many trigger words. Dang.
They didn't like cut him.
Probably. You see, Star, all these people coming into your life, girl, you are so blessed.
I know. It
We
wouldn't
all
let
love
me
you.
let
We
him
all
back
love you.
up.
You're so blessed, and we're all praying for you. You know.
It's not let. It wouldn't let me let him back up.
I'll drop it. I'll drop if you want to bring him back up.
Well, it wasn't letting me. I tried to let him back up first.
Did anyone get his telegram?
Does he have a telegram?
Oh
You
no, I
could
thought.
drop.
But I was asking him, and he didn't respond to that question.
You could
I
drop
think he
me.
was really into informing us, which is awesome.
Starseed.
Yes.
Starseed. Star. I just spoke to John on the other line, and I gave him your number, but he said he got dropped. But to invite him back up, so someone's got to drop down to invite him back up.
I'll drop down. Actually, I would have really liked to ask him a question, but yeah, no, I'll drop down.
I'll drop down.
Oh fuck.
There we go.
Hello, hello.
Okay. Got you back.
John, pay that phone bill. Don't let them disconnect you like that again.
Oh, he got
there you go.
disconnected again.
It may very well be that he's getting censored by the powers that be. You know.
Hey, Star, I could
Hello,
drop down.
hello, hello,
You're good, Big Wayne.
Hello.
hello, hello,
Hello.
hello. Yeah. So, well, I was saying again, you guys, it's an injunction, a fee schedule, and a DBA. You carry those things in your car. That stamp, that DBA, because you're acting, you know, you're in charge of that estate. I try to tell people, me because I'm in the military, so I try to be very blunt, you know. But it's not no feelings. It's about we should have, you know. It's nobody's fault. I don't dumb nobody down because when I learned this stuff in 2005, I was very upset that we're living like this, you know, because we shouldn't be living like this. Nobody's broke. I helped a lady that was helped two families that were homeless, and I told them just collect all the receipts, and I'll be back. And I helped them do the 1244 because it's in the tips on the IRS forms. You send that in, and they send money back to you. And in 6 months, they were no longer homeless. They have a condo. Their credit got up. Everything.
Hey, John, let me ask you a question. I have a question. If you
What's
do
up,
the
Felix?
if you do the ABCs,
Yeah.
doesn't that, like, if you would just do the A and then the B twice, don't you like get 10 times the credits based upon you?
Okay, they get 10 times because they're doing the securities. You can go to take them to court and try to get monies, but there's no money involved. You can't, because you know how they
No, I'm not talking about going to
securitize your
court.
loans.
I'm not talking about going to court. I'm talking about letting the IRS do the double ledger edit, and then they wind up, putting you up for 10 times whatever it is that they're taking from you. Well, he just lost. When he comes back up, you brought someone else up.
Well, I don't know what TikTok's doing
I'll
right
drop
now.
down Star so you can bring him back up. There you go.
He's also driving, so he could be losing signal when he's driving through the spotty areas, because that happens to me on my line.
Yeah.
Yeah, my question would be, once he comes back up, is I understand the ABC process, but there are people that say you don't want to cancel the debt. John, you hear me?
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. No, we can't.
Yeah.
We can hear you. So the question I have for you, John, if you do the ABC process, don't you waive the fact that you're doing the whole B and doing it twice, where you can get 10 times the credit or more on your?
Okay. I all I've ever done in my life to get cars and houses is I acquire it because when I was doing it, I had good credit. So I just got stuff, and then before my 6 weeks is over, I paid it off doing the A, B, and C. You acquired it. The B is you're bartering your signature for the credits back. You want your signature back, so they're bartering you, and then you're canceling the debt. So you're finishing both sides of the ledger, and you're correcting the A because the A was done improperly, and that's how it goes.
Well, that's because you left things out there abandoned, so you're claiming them. But
Right.
now you
And
said
then
something.
I know what you're talking about, the 10 times. That 10 times, let them, when you do the 39 and the 211 and the 13909, let them figure that shit out. You just want your shit paid. If you get money back, cool. If you don't, fine. Your shit is paid for. Go do it again. Then sell that car. When I was doing the beginning, I was just getting cars and selling them until I learned different.
Right, but now you said something critical earlier. What you said critical was you had good credit. But well, here goes again. My issue is there are people that don't have good credit. So you want to be able to get your remedy or get your car, get your house, and not have to deal with, oh, I don't have good credit. Like they can't even, get me a loan. Meanwhile, they're securitizing your signature, and you got to wait, the month or two so that you can cancel it.
Okay, so if people want houses or cars, you gotta go get a purchase order. Once you get that purchase order, you gotta do extra work. For the car, you go to the underwriter. And people, I've been talking to people for over 2 years, and they've never performed while I do their sister, and their BMW and their motorbikes got paid because they perform. You gotta
expand
perform
on this. I have a PO, so I go back to the dealer and say I want to talk to the underwriter, whoever does your loans, because when last time I bought a car from the dealer, they just called different banks to get me a loan.
Yeah, and that's where you got to find the underwriter. That's just homework you got to do. But also too, you can do the A and make the treasury. The treasury will send you a check for that amount, because the cars that I got, they sent me the check because they didn't want to send it to the dealers because of the dealers are committing fraud by not giving you the money, and then you got to take them to court and all that bullshit. So now,
so you just cleared something for me. I still have a purchase order from 2 weeks ago, so I can take that and send it to the treasury. What do I send it with?
Okay, no, not to the treasury. You would do the A, and the U on the first box will be the treasury, and then you on the next one. So what I'll do, Felix, I tried to call you earlier today too, but I only try to call and then nothing. So
yeah. You just got to text me first, because you know where I'm at. I don't want to get a signal. But listen, I can talk to you offline when you have time, and I know you're always busy. There are people that want to talk to you and ask questions, so I'm not going to take this opportunity.
And the thing is, and the thing is, I do charge, but I also charge at the end. So sometimes I charge $30,000 because I know there's going to be $1 million, and a lot of people that got in trouble doing the 1099-Bs through some yahoos that got a lot of people in trouble. We've gotten the assessments that people got from the IRS. We've turned it around and made it into money, because there's no such thing as money, but we made it into actual checks coming back to us. And then any bill
is worth
any bill you put the money order sign and they pay to the U.S. Treasury. You can send it to the indentured trustee, or you send it to your on the whatever the address on the 1040V, wherever your state is located. You can send your remittance there. They'll send you a check for that to pay it off. Then there's other ways with the OID and then the ABCs, other ways. But I'm just trying to give little, there's 20 ways to skin a cat. So it just, whatever can fit, if you guys can. I know I'm throwing a lot out there, but
there are a bunch of people right now. There are a bunch of people right now sending in their 1040Vs because they need to do it before the 16th, so they can get 21, 20, and 23, so they can get their remedy or get some money back. I'm not sure.
Okay, when I do the 1099, the ABCs my way, I go back the last day of December of last year, so all my credit, so they can claim the credit for themselves and myself from last year. So if I'm paying off a car, like I paid off 6-7 people's car today, and I do the date from last year, so it can get the do the proper accounting on their end. And then after you do the ABCs, you would do, I tell people it's like mandatory. You got to stab these fuckers in the side and do the 39. But what you do is you do the 3949 online. But if you did administrative process, or you did a money order, or you did a negotiable instrument, and these people didn't respond to you, the 3949 online on the IRS site, it only can take 5 megabytes. So those 5 megabytes is only like 6 to 10 papers. What you got to do, you get the most important part of that package, you put that on your 3949A, then you file it online, you get through it all. And remember, at the beginning of the 3949A online, you have to mark all those boxes no, 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 until you get to the second page. Because if you mark a yes, you're open up a whole different can of worms and processes. All you want to do is get a reference number. Then you're going to send the bare minimum, but the most important online. Then what you do at the end of your documents, 3949, they're going to give you a reference number. You save that, screenshot it, because that's important for this process. What you do is the next day, you get all the documents that you have, you put the reference number on top of each document, and then you file that and send it off to the office you need to, the Ogden Criminal Investigation Division, and you reference number, you put a letter in there saying this is the reference number to for 39A. So now they have all the documents, your negotiable instrument, everything. They dishonored you, and then you're stabbing that lender in the side, and they have nothing but to pay your shit off. Then the 211 form is your whistleblower. That's where you get the 15% back. So, $30,000, every $200,000 loan you did, you get $30,000 back just for whistleblowing on them. But when the 39 and the investigation comes back, you'll get all the money you put your money into that account. You'll get that shit back. And can you hear me still?
No, I cannot.
And no.
Hey, John.
Something's going on. I don't know. Let me check my phone again.
Hey, John, I'm kidding. Obviously, I answered you. Well, there you go.
See what you started, man?
I do this with him all the time. Can you hear me? I go, no, I can't. Speak up. He's just strung up. He's good people, but he's got no bandwidth to deal with all of us. The best thing to do is get him on a Telegram Live and let him do his process that he teaches, because I've spoken to him over the last 3 months, maybe 5 times, and it's not that he doesn't want to return my call. It's that he just doesn't have the bandwidth to. He's trying to save the world, which is an honorable thing, but he's hard to pin down. I'm glad he jumped up on his call. Hey, long time no hear, John.
Hello.
Yep.
But yep.
You sound like a Verizon
it's
commercial.
because it's because everybody has different problems, and that's why I
John,
do a lot of one-on-ones.
John, I'm going to make a suggestion to you, because we spoke about this when you were offline. Why don't Starseed set up Telegram so that we don't even get censored, and you come and do a little session for everyone that on the group that she can tell, listen, come and listen to him, and you can do the whole presentation and show them different things, because you don't have the bandwidth to help everyone. I know you don't, because you've been working with me for the last 3 or 4 months, and we always can't connect. But if you did it that way, everyone could benefit from your knowledge sharing.
Yeah, and the thing is, Starseed, your problem, how I would attack it is that one paragraph, the power of attorney of delegation, your fee schedule, a DBA, and send it to these people, because they're fucking with your estate without your written permission from the Secretary of Treasury and from yourself. And it puts a stop to it. Then you can give them the fee schedule, because they fucking hemmed you up. They hemmed you up. And somebody was telling me, hey, you got to get a hold of that lady that you were on the TikTok for. And I said, man, what happened? And they say you got arrested for some bullshit. And and I was like, man, I can help her, but I try to message, but nobody returns. So, you know, it's just hard to get a hold of other people because I know you get bombarded. And,
Yeah, and they
and I
had
try
me
to
in there for like a
I try
week.
to help people big time.
I got
Yeah,
out.
that's a lot of fucking money.
I got out,
You
and
know,
on my fee schedule, I have it at $1 million a day. And after I got out the first time, I put them on notice of my fee schedule. So for the second time, they had already been on notice.
yeah. But the 4 offices. Let me see. I'm pulling over now into my house, so I'm gonna be free to talk.
You're talking about you're talking about the injunction?
Yeah, the injunction.
John, you sent it to me. Can I share with them on Telegram?
No, because it's different for everybody else. It was only for you.
Got it. No problem.
That's why I was like, man, everybody, like, we're trying to set up because the injunction is it's very powerful. And then you do you were talking about a PO box in which you got to do the the executorship PO box through the postmaster. When you go buy, so say you go to your post office, you want to buy a post office box, you buy it with lawful money. So you're gonna go in there. If it costs $60 for 6 months, you get it with a money order. Then you come back the next day. Then you're purchasing it with lawful money. It's gonna put you in a totally different jurisdiction, and then you're gonna have to. Then you got write a letter to the postmaster. Then you're gonna be protected by the postmaster because no lender, nobody's gonna get through that guy. He's your backup.
When you say
And
you
then
write a letter, what letter are you writing?
it's I'm trying to look at it right now.
Hey, John, I just have one question. Is he there?
He's there.
Yeah, can you hear me?
So I have one question.
Yeah.
Do you know Hindsight TV? Akeem Hell?
No.
You don't know Akeem Hell?
I don't know. I gotta see.
You say you were
I don't know
doing it from
what is that.
2000. You say you were doing it from 2005. So
2005 is when I learned, and 2007 when I really was like just bullshitting, like just learning, buying shit, and not paying for it.
okay, so yeah,
But I
that's
was
why I
also
asked you
doing
if you-
cases.
That's why I
The
asked you if
cases
you
I
know
was dealing with.
Akeem L, because it sounds like you know to say you guys was in the same class.
Is that a person?
Yeah, it's a person. He teach the the injunction process. It sounds like you guys was in the same class.
No. I learned this in Europe. So it's like I learned this in Europe. I barely came back to America, just to travel, but I live in Europe, and then I come back to California. So I don't know who any of this. I never heard of that guy. And the thing is, you guys, everybody's doing good, but everything's already been created for us. All it is to protect us from these policy enforcers. You put them on notice. I'm trying to see if I can. I don't know. What do you want to be called on here? What are you called? Spiritual lift?
You talking about me?
Is that you, Felix?
Yeah, that's just my other account wind up getting a little in trouble. I should be.
Yeah. And the thing is, the attorney general. You're just a Felix. Do you have my California injunction in front of you?
I do on Telegram.
What is those 4 offices? The attorney general. Those are the 4 people you gotta let notice. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make it. Oh, and one thing, you guys, you gotta stop with these templates. I have all these crazy templates are like a no-go. Affidavits. Everybody's following these templates. You guys are creators. You gotta just do it out of your, when you get angry, you got to just put it down on paper, and it starts creating what you need to put down. And then, what you were saying, those people that don't have credit, okay? go get a car. Okay, go get a car. Get a purchase order. You can do it with. I'm looking right now. I'm trying to see if I can pull it up. Okay, it won't let me go fuck around with any pages unless I lose you guys. The injunction, fee schedule, and a power of attorney of delegation. And if you want to fight and get your fee schedule paid, that's cool. But I don't even like dealing with anything because being more on the private side, all you do is debit card, ATM cards. You don't fuck around with those FRN notes. That's cool to have the fuck off money. And but on the private side, so when you do the OIDs, you have your accurate accounting that you can just go to your bank and pull up all the receipts you have for your debit and your money's going in and out. Then you can put an OID for the entire year, and then they can reimburse you, get all your money back, and put it right back in your credits. And then for getting a car,
I got the Telegram document open. What do you need?
What is the four offices? The four offices that need to be.
Well, as it relates to California, because your thing that you sent me was California centric, right?
Yep.
So you did one to the Attorney General of the state. You did one to the San Bernardino County Sheriff. You did one to the Governor, Gavin Newsom, and then you did one to the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of California, or whoever the highest chief is for that state, for your state. So basically, it's the Attorney General, the Governor, who's ever in charge of the police department in your county, whether it's a city police department or a county sheriff's office, and then the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of your state. Those are the four that you sent it to.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, in the opening of that document, you started referencing a bunch of California codes. So I have to figure out what the exact codes are for the state that I'm in.
Because we can get on a Telegram group, but everybody has to do, they got to find their representative for their states. That's the hard part about it. So you got to do work, but it works. It pays off at the end of it.
Yeah,
and
absolutely. You just got to show.
Hey, John, you know what I'm going to do, John? If it's okay with you, I'm going to take this document, I'm going to clean it up and make it generic, and then just write that they have to investigate. Yeah. I'll send it to you. Yeah. If you approve it, then you put it out there.
Yeah.
But that way, because I know you don't have time to do this shit, because we've been doing with this for the last 3-4 months.
Yeah. And the thing is, the hardest thing is right now is getting your cars paid or houses foreclosed, stuff like that, because that's all week long I've been helping people their houses being foreclosed, and we got weeks, so we have to stop them. So
hey, wait
we put a stop to
you,
them.
You just digress. You said if you don't have credit, what do you do?
So yeah, that's what I was gonna say, John.
Because I have a deal.
Yep. So the purchase, you get the purchase order, then there's I'm trying to see if I can get my document, so I don't want to miss a step. Just getting the purchase order, and then on the bottom left where it says the count number, you're going to put that purchase order on the 1099A where it says the count. That's where you're going to put that purchase order. Then on for the amount, you're going to put the amount there. But it's going to be the first boxes you're putting the treasury, then you on the bottom half, and then you send it up with a. So once you get it, there's the 56. If you already have a 56 already filed, people are sending multiple 56s, doing multiple process. So it's the 56, the 1099A, the 1040. If you're using just your social, you're doing the 1040 and the 1040V. If you're using the estate, 1041V and the 1041. Then what else? There's some stuff I'm missing. I'm just confused. But just people, if you get the purchase order, then we can go on from there. I'm gonna try to make time this. I don't know if maybe this weekend if everybody wants to get on, and then I'll actually show my face and show you, and then I'll have a couple people and show you. Look, the shit's man. My house and my cars got paid less than 6 weeks, 7 weeks most max. All it is a 1099 A, B, and C, and then it's like wildfire. But you don't need to be doing all kinds of crazy UCC codes. Nothing. None of that shit. That's cool to know, but the forms are already there. And correcting your status, just control the status. And doing the DBA, you can do a UCC one, letting them know you're the secure party. And the guy who showed me back in the day, he was a bastard kid from one of the rich families. And, it was a military friend. And so if you want to do your UCC one, file it in Maryland where all these elite people do it. And then you get a copy, then bring it into your county and give them a copy and say, look, it's already been filed. They're not separated. When they give you a hard time, there's that code, they're practicing law behind the desk and shit like that. But once it's filed,
When you say bring it into your county, because I did the Maryland one a few days ago because you told me to. When you say bring it into
and
my
also
county,
mail it. And also mail it to show proof that all it is showing them proof. Even if you bring it up there, record it, get it recorded, and then it's recorded in your county. I'm in Cali and I got my shit recorded in Texas. And then I brought them over, mailed a copy and the number to my county. So I have proof that it's in there, and then they can pull up whatever they need to. What else? More questions, you guys? I can help. I don't want to take over your live here, but I just try to help people out.
What about just doing a non-UCC?
Yeah, you can do a UCC, non-UCC, agricultural, UCC. Then if you have, those are ones that I've done, but not one time did I need it. The only thing I've ever needed to get me out of all this, it's because I like to speed and make donuts in the streets and have a good weekend. And then sheriffs are on my ass, But that DBA, that injunction, with my private DOT plates, because my injunction my DOT plates are included into my injunction. My house is included in the injunction with my executive PO box. It's you don't pay the taxes where I live at. I got them both
Here's
ways.
my thing with all that. So
what was that?
You're doing all this, and like that's, I get like the whole process, but like, I don't know. I just feel like it's still too much. The process that I've taken has been direct, like straight to the gut, and like the access that I don't know.
One thing is, since I've been here in California for 4 years, I try to get myself into court, but once I send my letter, I never been to court. It pays off the cars. I pay all the bills with these 1099 A's, B's, and C's, and then the OIDs. That's as straightforward as you can possibly get. You don't want to have debt. My credit card, you can go to you can open up a bank account. You go to talk to whoever you need to. Tell them, look, what is the max credit card you have at the bank? You need to talk to these people. Then you do an OID, the Form 56, the 1041, 1041V, and then you prepay that account. You send it up to the IRS. If the documents are filled out correctly, the Treasury will send you a check to prepay that checking account with the maximum amount of that, whatever that bank gives you. Sometimes they give you 5,000 or 10,000. Some are bigger than that, but a lot of them are 25,000 and 20,000. So they give you $140,000 prepaid check from the Treasury, and they send it to you in your estate and or your strawman name. And Charles Schwab is the one that have my estate funded. So any check I go to, I can deposit it there or into my, also two people, Mexico does a lot of it. So you can go online, find a bank in Mexico, and they operate, they don't like Americans. America doesn't like people getting free for some reason. But in Mexico, they'll take your checks and give you money, and then they'll give you the money that you need to when you need to pull out money on your ATM card. But
I'm
Charles
a dual
Schwab,
citizen, so I can do that in Mexico with the Schwab account, or does it
yeah,
have to be a
you can.
Mexican account? Because I'm dual citizen
No,
with my both passports.
yeah, you can. You in Mexico, they love opening in the estate. You know, having a bank account for your estate. And
So if
Charles
I have my
Schwab,
EIN, if I have my EIN already over my strawman, because that's the only thing I've done. I haven't done anything else yet. I just have
yeah,
my
and
paperwork. I could use
okay,
that
so
and say
if
that's
you're,
my EIN is going to be my what I use for that
yep,
estate account in Mexico.
yep, and then you start off because you're new. Then I would just tell you, okay, do a $60 DBA Minnesota 220. Okay, so you can now you're doing business as your all caps name. I literally did this for a couple of people and they got pulled over, and the sheriff that was on there, they heard on the radio says, leave them alone. They have a DBA over that name, and they let them go. And it was less than 7-minute interaction. And I'm trying to see if they can send me the video because they have the radio said, leave them alone. They have a DBA over the name, and they let them go in under 7-8 minutes.
I
And
filed the EIN is the same way I'm going to file the DBA. So doing business as my lowercase name, or
the
doing
Minnesota
yeah,
the Minnesota, you read all the directions, don't
yeah,
take my word. I tell
of
everybody,
course.
if you want to do the 220, do it, the DBA, and then you go farther, you trademark and then you copyright. So you'll protect, cause all these basketball players, they have trademark, copyright, they do be a DBA, everything. It's all about business. Then we can get deeper into the living trust, irrevocable. I have a foreign irrevocable trust, but I don't have nothing in it because what I do with my kids is I show them to go get a car and pay their bills. I don't need them to like dad's big house. Go get your own damn house. I'll show you how to, like my son went to go get a car. I made him work and make his payments for 6 months. And he showed me, go get a car, 6 months. And then I'm going to show you how to pay it off. But I need you to dislike paying a damn car payment. So he came up to me and he says, Dad, I'm tired of paying my car payment. Okay, now you're going to learn this week. And then I do the paperwork. I'm going to get you online, sit right behind you, do the A, B, and C, and get it in 6-7 weeks. And I'll come back 6-7 weeks from now. We're in October. I'll come back and say, look, my son's car, and here is the proof of it. And I have proof, but I don't like putting my friends' information out because people are devilish. They try to put liens on their house, some bullshit. There's some criminals out here. So I have proof, and I can show proof one-on-one, but that's it, because people, receipts, man, you'll get a receipt once you perform because nobody gives you a pat on the back. All you get is a paid statement and your credit report saying it's paid. That is it. There's no pat on the back, nothing like that. And that's it. I mean, paying your cars off are important, and then your house, and then learning how to pay your bills with the OID. And what else? What? Anybody else questions? I'll answer as much as I can.
So walk us through that car purchase. So you got the PA, the purchase order.
Let me see. I can't. That's the thing. I'm trying to.
You pay through the post office, though. You can get to the treasury through the post office. You'd get the bill of lading on the vehicle, and you would pay through the post office. And
who did a good example was that Don Kalam kid. He did a $12 book called Bills of Credit on the first page is exactly the way I did it, because Keating's the one who showed me, and that Don Kalam, what do you call when you cheat off of somebody but you just change a few words?
Plagiarism.
Plagiarism. That's what it is. All he did was change a few withs and ofs, and exactly the same way Gene Keating showed me is the same way he did it, but he made a book, that from 20 years back, the same language. He brought it back forward to you guys, and the bills of credit, that's what the book is. It's like a $10 book. You can get it off Amazon.
I have it.
And it tells you exactly on the front page. You get the screenshot. You take a screenshot of the purchase sticker on the car, or you get the purchase order. Then you fill out the 1099-A as the treasury in the first box. I'm trying. I can't pull it up on my phone. It kicks me out if I go.
I have the
to
book.
Another.
Right.
You can explain it to them. Yeah.
Yeah. Who you said taught you in the process?
Keating, back in the day in 2005.
Yeah, that's why I asked you if you know Akeem L, because Keating was the one who was teaching the injunction process, and Akeem L was in that same class.
I don't know, because we were in Afghanistan when I learned this. So if he was in the
Yeah,
military,
Akeem was in Europe when this was taught.
Yeah, I was in Wilflick in Germany, out in Wilflick in Germany. Then we went into Afghanistan. So that's how I got a lot of time to, downtime to read and study. I would like to meet him. The injunction thing is all it is what's it call it? Felix can give you the 4 offices. Then you guys have to find those 4 offices for your place. That's how it's taught. And then we go line for line, Instead of California, you put Minnesota or New York, and then we go down, and then it's just a long process because I help. So whoever state you in, I help you find whoever, and I can concur that it's the same person. Then we go to the second one, the Attorney General. I can concur with you. Yep, that's the right person. So you're not fucking up and wasting your time. You serve them Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 3 times to these 4 offices, and also too, you guys, I guess.
Why 3 times? What's the logic behind 3 times?
3 times. It just gets it. 3
Everything's
times.
in 3.
I don't.
Everything.
Yeah.
Because the
I don't know why.
third time's the charm. That's why.
The Holy Spirit.
But I still just
Something.
feel like that's so much. Like, I'm just gonna go the insolvency route, do like the bankruptcy, and
Why bankruptcy? You all you have to do. I've never. You know what? I've never argued with the lender at all. All I did was I paid them. I
but
set
I'm
off
gonna
the
create
account.
the sureties. I'm gonna create the funds. I'm gonna be the
But the what funds you looking for? It's all credits. You're not doing no money at all.
gold and silver.
Yeah, but I have 15 pounds of silver. I don't need no more silver. I got 2 pounds of gold. I don't need no more. I'm not greedy. I just got it because people paid me in this. The thing is, everything was created for you. There's a couple good creators. They tell people, okay, Manza 888. He tells people, when the bill comes, you got to sit your butt down and perform, accept the damn bill, and then send it back. But you got to perform. And the Bills of Exchange Act tells you exactly what to do. And you got to read it 7 times to get it muscle memory. And that's how I operate as the agent for the principal. And you want the principal's balance to be applied to the principal's account for set off on a monthly basis. And that is going towards the CFO and or the indentured trustee at the same time. That's how you get your do not pay, do not collect status. Or you do it on the OYD side, you do it there and they'll prepay your account. And then when they send you the check, you prepay, you get it, you can endorse it to them, and it prepays your account on do not collect that way also. Then what other way? Those are the ways I do it. It's like,
Do
and
you
then
say
there's
it
the
takes
stamp.
7 weeks to get your stuff back when you file the A, B, and C's in the way you're
No,
doing it?
it takes 6 to 7. I give it 6 to 7 weeks when you get your title or the paid off letter for your house.
Oh, I
And
got you.
who's this I'm talking to? Gary Gray? Who?
Gray man, yeah.
Gray man. Yeah. Hit me up and I'll show you. And then you can hit me up, and then man, I'll try to help as many as possible. But one-on-one works, but I'm only one person, and I'm not. And you guys, very be careful doing those 1099Bs. Some Yahoo's doing this shit, getting people hemmed up for 10 million, 9 million, 12 million, millions of dollars of assessments, and their ass is done with. And I'm helping a few people, but boy, they're in fucking trouble.
I got some
They are
credits,
in
John,
trouble.
sitting there. I got some credits there, a refund, but like I said, my return's kind of funky. I did it through TurboTax and had somebody look at it here. But like I said, I'm trying to get them pulled down.
Yep. Okay. So we got money pulled out, and I'm testing it because I just got paid through my buddy's estate to my estate for 2.5 million, and they took $933,000. So they say I'm gonna get paid $1.5 million from the estate. So
Are you guys doing transactions between the estates as trustee and co-trustee and doing transactions that way?
Yep, everything. But I just got all the verifications through the IRS, and they gave me everything. We're just waiting for your confirmation for if you want it electronically or in a check. So me and my 4 or 5 guys, we did it amongst it, and it worked. So
You're like, it's operating
it
circular
could work.
pretty much. Yeah, you're just circulating credits around, which is what they want you to do anyway.
Yeah, but
Report it.
one thing is, and one of the guys, all he did was got a state EIN, a DBA, trademark, copyright, and then he puts a $1 postal money order on his back of his driver's license, signs it, and then keeping away from these. Then he has an injunction and a fee schedule, and a letter ready for a power of attorney of delegation. Those things are powerful. That keeps you away from these policy enforcers. Then all your bills are done privately because you know how to pay them off with these OIDs. Every tax document tells you how to pay your bill. I actually learning how to pay other people's bill through my estate.
Yeah,
through
you can
the
discharge.
C.
Yeah, you can discharge through the foreigner grantors trust.
Hey,
Yeah,
John, so
and through the C.
why don't you talk about that power of delegation letter a little bit more?
Okay,
What does that contain?
that's all it is. You would tell a person or the judge or the attorney, send it to whoever's trying to fuck with you.
Of a citizen to travel upon the public highways.
Yep. The power of attorney, the delegation to be operating out of your estate without your given permission from the Secretary of Treasury and from you. That is based. It's a one page, like a three sentences, like maybe a paragraph. Let me see. All it is this. That's what it is. That you need to show. Okay, this is how it is. I send it to the judge, and I told them sir or madam, I would like to be presented on this case, and you put your case. I would like to see the letter you have from the Secretary of Treasury and from myself, the power of attorney of delegation to you, for you to be, or your authorization to be operating out of this estate. And when you respond to them, you know, the embosser, and you have your estate EIN and a gold embosser stamp, you're going to respond to that. You're going to stamp your power of attorney of delegation. When they receive that, now they just open up a can of worms because you're the only person and sole beneficiary of that estate. How the fuck is somebody else dipping into it without your permission? I just told you exactly what it's supposed to literally say on that letter. Then I add more stuff, like if you turn this over to another judge, they will still be held accountable. You know, something like that. And so case recused, case dismissed.
I heard putting a dollar stamp on the back of your driver's license makes you a postmaster delivering mail.
Postmaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. You put a post and you're up, and it does work because I just went to go try it and it fucking works. It's like, I have a cop around the corner and I stopped him walking, and he goes, man, that's a new one. I'm gonna tell my kids.
They don't get you for fucking defacing their property per se. When they say you can't cut the corners of your driver's license or round off the edges because you're defacing their property or some shit like that.
But that's how you stay in your square. Like
That's
man, show me different. They gotta show you. They should have it. You showed them it. You pay your cards. They show me anything different. That you're moving a vessel across dry land. You're moving a vessel and you're delivering postage. Tell me different. That you ain't a vessel. Show me you ain't you're a vessel. And that's what it is.
I made my the driver's DMV fucking changed my address to the post office box. They didn't want to do it, but they did it, so now they can't contract with me anymore.
Yep.
They're like, where do you live? In that fucking box.
Yep. And that's even better. People get the post office, but get the executiveship one. It's very powerful because the postmaster is your mailman and help you out. And then, but you guys, I just told you guys exactly what you can put on a power of attorney, a delegation. Then Felix will help out getting that injunction, so everybody can just see and then have it. You just fill in your blanks.
Hey, when you do the estate to estate transfer of credits, do you do it through like a demand note?
No, it's all online. It was all online, papers, because all my response were all online. And,
I was going to ask you, you did your A, B's, and C's online too, or you did paper? John?
Yeah, all online, and I do the OIDs on paper because I can mess up, but everything's on. The 1099 online is actually working way better right now because the paper shit is taking longer, and my family says, yeah, they're backed up. Think of this. When you send in a remittance coupon and all these forms, it takes 2 people to work on one person's bill. It has to be handled by 2 people because it's a security. So they open up your mail, it's handled by 2 people, and it goes to station until it gets solved, and then it gets put in the system, and then IRS will kick you out a check. The Treasury will. And then the IRS is now turning into the revenue. They want they need everybody to snitch. Everybody, I try to tell people, I'm going to make you a professional snitcher. You need to snitch on everybody that's collecting dollars from you. That's how we shut this system down. Then you don't need to worry about injunction and shit. Everybody needs to snitch. If you're paying anybody with green dollars, you need to snitch on them because whoever holds the gold pays the bill. HJR, all that bullshit, public law. Well, you ain't snitching on them, so it's going to be just fine and dandy. They're going to take your sweat equity all day long, and they're going to do shit with it while you're working your ass off. So you need to snitch. Snitch. And it's easier. And the thing is, Felix knows, I sent out some, filled out 3949s and filled out other forms just to help people snitch. Because, you think about it, racketeering, human trafficking, avoiding taxes, all this shit they're doing to us. They are robbing you with a smiley face, you guys. I hate to say it, but I try to help people out. I help you pay your shit off, but I'm going to make you a good snitch. I need to make you a snitcher because, yeah, it's cool to get the shit paid, but it's funner when they have to give you a check back and then you laugh. It's like, you start laughing. And getting a home is the same way, doing the purchase order, dealing with the underwriter. Everybody's dealing with the underwriter. If the bank is approving you got to get a hold of the underwriter. But if you can't get a hold of the underwriter, you do it through the Treasury, and the Treasury will give you your check. And I'm trying to see. maybe tomorrow's Thursday. Maybe I can. I don't have how many followers you have to go live on TikTok. I don't think I have that many people following me.
I think you're better off doing it on Telegram so that you're not interrupted or censored. Because
Yeah,
TikTok has
yeah,
been censoring
but
people
one thing
lately.
is TikTok's a good place to reach out to people, but Telegram, I mean, to reach people to get them to a Telegram, and then I'm gonna make a Starseed. I'm gonna make a I'm
Yeah,
gonna
go on
make a
Star Telegram.
Yeah, just
I'm
get a
gonna
Telegram. You can meet on
yeah
here. Have them do a TikTok live. You need 1,000 followers to go
yeah
live, and then
yeah
all you do make your Telegram. You can move. You can start on TikTok and move folks over to your Telegram. To where if you need to go
okay
deeper and
to
show people
to
stuff, you can go live over there in Telegram.
is this
You
Divine Angel?
yes,
What's your
Yeah, I
Telegram?
think I talked to you one time, didn't I?
yes.
It sounds like your voice. I was like, and the thing is, I'm Angel. Call me up, and then and I'll have Felix, like 4 of you guys, help me moderate, and then we can flood and make a good for everybody who has a house, whoever has a car, and then we show the OID. Then we do the a class for the
I want to be a
injunction
first
only. Then
time
the
buyer.
class. What was that?
I want to be a first time buyer.
Oh yeah, Cool Fox, you're in there. I like your name.
I'm in a
Hey,
group,
and
right?
I put my phone. I'm gonna make a group. I'm gonna make a group, and I'm gonna make this shit happen. And if people donate, okay, I have 3 printers, you guys. I have 3 printers to make negotiable instruments. But what happened is I don't have no more ink. I cannot find ink. I bought 6 cartridges, and the negotiable ink does. I mean, the negotiable instruments does work. The agent just when he came to the house to investigate my buddy, what happened is he went to do a $2.5 million negotiable instrument, and he said, no, that's a no-go. So he got an assessment on him. So we took care of that. And so I said, what is the amount? He said, do not go over $1 million. Nobody. You're going to get your asses hemmed up for anything doing over $1 million. They don't want, well, so you can have F off money. Then we're going to do the negotiable instruments so everybody can do it from 3 years back. But everybody's going to need to pay something because paper and ink, the shit is not, like somebody, when they do it, you're going to have to, you have to pay for your mailing and shit like that if somebody's going to mail it. Because I have a guy that's in San Francisco. I think he'll come and help me. Because
John, I can help you out. I think I'm gonna be in Cali for a little bit, and then I go somewhere. But I'm chilling for now, helping some people. If you need help, I'm gonna be here in Cali for a little bit.
yeah, what part of Cali?
Right now, I'm in Granada Hills, I think.
Oh yeah, I got a kid over there in Granada Hills.
Hey, John, with that draft that you print out, what do you send in with that? A 1041V?
Which one you're talking about?
Well, you just said about printing out the drafts that go.
Oh, okay. That one, a 1040V in the negative fashion. And the IRS earns, they only require a 2% penalty fees. So if you do it for 800,000, it's like 17,000 penalty fees. They're gonna take that shit off the top and then give it to you. And you can only do it from 3 years back. This is all okay, you guys. This is talking about a negotiable instrument. For those who know, people are getting charged. I think there's a guy that's charging a fuckload of money, like $60,000 or $90,000 to do a negotiable instrument.
But
You guys,
but it's just a 1040. You don't do it through the estate with a 1040V, or just a 1040 for you personally.
no, 1040V with a negative, and they do not want to see no HJR, UCC codes, none of that bullshit on these negotiable instruments, and not over $1 million. So you don't want to go, I will tell people to do it at 750 because that's a lot of money. You do a 750, you go put a down payment on the house, and then two months later, the house is paid off doing the ABCs. That's all you need. And then you start creating all kinds of shit, and you have all the cars you need and a big fucking house, and okay, then it gets boring.
When you've
then,
done when you've done the negotiable instrument, what's the turnaround time on the average?
Right now, the last one that we did, it was 8 weeks because it went to the California and it went, I think, to the wrong address. So it got sent back 8 weeks, 2 days. But that was a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
Yep. And the thing is, I don't deal with the money. I deal it more on the private side because your debit, your credit card gets prepaid. And it's weird how it sounds, but everything is already created for you. You just need to learn the documents. Okay, there's a guy named John Stefan. He tells people exactly everything is about tax documents. You want something, you go get it through a tax document. And what I'll do, Starseed, is I'm gonna send you an email. Oh, look, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my email, and then I'm gonna send. We have 145 people. I have my email. I just put on the chat, and for people who have houses or cars, call me up. We'll talk. We'll link up, and then I need a couple people so we can. There's a guy named Tad. I've been helping him out, making him a beast. So to pay off so one day we'll do injunction, but the most important thing is to pay people's houses and cars off, and then we'll have a day for injunction, like a 2-hour lesson, but it goes by quick. Because you're going to have all the documents in front of you, and if you never see me again, you know how to still finish it. I'm not one of those fucking gatekeepers. No, you're going to have the shit in front of you, then I'll just guide you whatever you need afterwards. And it's hard to say it because you guys, everybody, about correct this status, everything. There's nothing to correct.
You don't need to do all that.
You don't need to authenticate a birth certificate. You're going to authenticate a copy of a birth certificate. You guys think about that shit. All you're doing is literally controlling it with a DBA, a UCC1, what else? The protecting yourself. That's protecting yourself. Now is the injunction, the DBA, the fee schedule. Get those things recorded.
Trademark.
If you're trademark, yep. And then there was a guy, my son told me his name is Mick Real, and he was real good. My son liked him, and my son was on top of him. My son's the same name as Johnny, and he goes, Dad, this guy does the injunction, and he really was on it. He really knew about the injunction, and he beat the shit out of judges using that injunction. He didn't even fucking go to court. That guy McReal was motherfucking McReal, and my son says, Dad, this guy is a beast just about the injunction alone. That's all he did was the injunction, and my son liked him, but I can never find him on mine yet. But
He's
I know
he's one of my followers.
Yeah, I've been on his live a few times.
Yeah. And my son told me about him, and all he did was talk about the injunction, and that motherfucker is a beast about injunction, But
Hey John, I don't see your email in the chat thread. Why don't you put that back up in there?
Yep. Yeah, that guy, John Stefan told people about taxes, and it was just me and him going back and forth. We weren't arguing with each other. We were arguing with other people because they're trying to correct stuff when it's already there for us. You want to pay your bills? Tax documents. You got a bill, the bill of exchange, or a tax documents. You got a traffic ticket? Use your bond. Your charges need to be paid off through tax documents. You want to snitch on them? The 3949 IRS tax documents. You owe child support? Accept the damn bill and send it back. Or you can do tax documents and snitch on them. Anybody you're paying dollars bills, you guys, you got to be, I will tell, that's what I'm going to do when I'm going to make a t-shirt saying, man, we snitches or something, some shit, because that's what it's all about. And you get your bills paid.
You know what they say, snitches get stitches.
End up in
Hell
ditches.
yeah. But
Hey,
man,
but
all
that,
these people taking your money.
But seriously, that injunction is a very powerful thing.
Yes.
It falls under one of their rules of procedures. So it's a federal rules of procedure. It's actually called the proper name from the teacher, the great one, God rest his soul. But the proper name is a constitutional challenge injunction. So that's why you're gonna use the laws with that injunction.
What's up, Starseed? John, thank you for your service.
Thank you, brother. And you guys, correcting your status is a lot of work. I would, if you were in my group, I would tell you, man, the 8121s, all these things, transmuting the social. If you transmute your social and you get it the foreign way, I have a 98 foreign one. And that took a process of me getting a United Kingdom foreign mailbox, foreign fax, then
Listen,
transmuting my social.
I have more numbers than I know what to fucking do with.
What you do with
I'm not
that is
joking.
you look at what you're supposed to do is once you have your 98, you capture all of those with the 8832s. I captured my 85, my 92, my 99, my social. You got to capture them, even my 98, I have to capture my 98 with my 98, and you have to send these all in different envelopes and different days. So
But look, I didn't do anything. I've just got them. Other than
And
do you use manila envelopes at all?
No, I sometimes just fold them up and just send them because I just don't, I just fold them up and put them. I use a lot of envelopes when I send just tax documents. Because people are
I
trying
had
to.
a postmaster mention that last week.
What did he say?
Well, he said because I was talking to him about something that I do. I do some remittance work with myself and other people. What was he saying? He said one of these companies, when you send it in a manila envelope and don't write anything on it, like nothing special, but your normal information, and that will be opened before the other ones will. Like it'll take priority. They kind of know, like, hey, open the manila one first.
Yep. None of that. The UCC codes, they don't want none of those things on there. They know
that'll
what
go
a
into an
remittance.
investigations file if you have your UCC.
Yep,
and all
a
that stuff
frivolous.
on it. And a lot
Yeah,
of
it's a-
certified. You need to go registered.
Yep, registered mail return. Yeah, and the thing is,
You need to know the language of the UCC so you could use it in your document, but not use the codes because the codes are copyright and it's a trademark infringement. So you have to use the language of the code. So that's why it's good to study the language and understand.
it's good to
what
study,
it's
but not
for.
use it. Like,
But not use. You could use the language of it, but not use the code itself.
Yep. And
That's the
they don't.
exact advice he was giving me.
What was that, brother?
That's the exact advice the postmaster was telling me. I showed him. I opened
It's
up
good.
my personal file and showed him some stuff. And he was savvy, so I was listening. I listen to my elders when they're smart.
John, I gotta get together. I gotta do that ABC because I got that court case coming up for the house.
Yeah, and then also too, we'll do it tomorrow. As soon as I get up, I gotta have my coffee, and then it'll take me 20 minutes. I'm also learning how to. So it's quicker if I took over your computer, but between me and you, I've been helping people because people don't know how to do the computer shit. So I take over the computer and file it, but that's for other people I've been helping.
Hey,
It'll
Star,
only take us like
I sent you
20
something.
minutes.
Can you look at that?
Yeah.
Hey, John, can I ask you a question?
Yes. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Do you know about prohibited mail? Like sending it back with stamp duty?
Doing prohibited mail. Yeah.
Okay. That's all I want to know.
Yeah. The only time I used prohibited Mail is when I did a live life claim and I mailed it back to me. Because if I ever got in trouble for myself, I can have one of my kids just bring that paper to show
I
them
did the
that,
same
hey,
thing.
I'm not a
Corporation.
a corporation. It's not, and it's a sealed up with $5 million stamps on them, with
Gotcha.
Red Fox stamps and shit like that. They're all, and it's sealed up.
Gotcha.
Uh,
I
but
sent you a text, John.
yeah, no problem. And if anybody texts me, make sure you put your name, because all of these crazy names people have, I just need names. And then, but when we get on Telegram, because, man, I'm not ashamed. I'm going to tell people where I live. You can come visit me. I'll help you one-on-one. I'll help you pay your fucking shit. Then,
Yeah, me too.
I will help, man. I'm telling you, I hate it when men cry saying, John, my fucking house is paid. Man, bro, all I did was get on your ass to perform. That's all I did. You did the work. I'm a military guy. I will tell your ass, you got to perform. Just like the Oracle told Neil, this information is for you and you only, because everybody has different problems. That's why I do one-on-one, because you don't want to put your dirt out. We have 50 people in the class. You're never going to get your question answered. So that's where I do it. And my, even though sometimes I charge $20, it's because my wife gets mad because I do this shit for free. But she goes, man, John, I don't give a shit if you do it for free, but something is always worth something. And I understand.
Constitution says $21.
20.
You're doing God's work.
You're doing.
Yeah. And as many people will be, I'm gonna put it in a snitch group. I'm gonna make professional snitchers only, because that's all we're gonna do is snitch and then pay people's shit off, and then that's it, bro. I mean, and
This is
then
the only time I've been nervous to be in a group.
You're gonna go snitching on
It's gonna be
Bixby.
fun.
There you go.
I think I'm gonna get some stitches and some Novocaine. I'm just.
What
keep it
is
on
the
me.
professional snitch group form that you're going to use?
I think I'm gonna get some stitches and some Novocaine. I'm just.
What is the professional snitch group form that you're going to use?
I think I'm gonna get some stitches and some Novocaine.
The 3949A and the 211 form and 13909. 3949A, 211, and 13909. But you don't really need to use the 13909 if it don't fit you. But those two forms, I just made hard copies, so I'll have those already pre-filled out. All you have to do is fill in your information.
What was the first one
So
you said?
3949, yeah, 3949A and the 211 form. And then you can look in and see if it fits you, the 13909 form.
Got it. Thank you.
And then, the main thing, you guys, it's all about snitching, you guys. Once you pay your shit off, then you snitch on them. You got them on the front end, you pay it off, but sometimes they don't want to fucking work with you. You got to stab them. And once that 3949 comes in on the side, jabs them in the rib, they have to pay it. It's like the criminal investigation division is on your company's ass for fraud, tax evasion, trafficking. That's why Donald Trump says he's putting the full military force on human trafficking. This is what he's talking about. Trafficking our name. No more. And it just takes a lot of time to wake people up. But I help one family, they help 40 people. And then I'll have some people in the group to show you, look, this shit works. Like, look, my houses are paid. I had Tony was on the call with us last time. I helped him got his house paid. It's like, it's just a good feeling just to get people to pay cars, and then you can work forward to help other people.
I have a question for you when you're done.
That's a good thing, man.
Yeah. What's up, bro?
So, you know about the negotiable instruments for your tax bills and stuff?
Yeah.
How you can send in a negotiable instrument and they'll take whatever that you owe and then they'll actually send you back your change, right? Have you done that yet?
No.
So you're talking about the 2% penalty fees? Okay, if your books ain't right, they're gonna take whatever there is off of that negotiable instrument. Like I
Right.
had this lady do one for 750, and she got $180,000 taken off because of things she did back, and they took that and they gave her the remaining of it plus the 2% fees. So they took their 2% fees off the top, not afterwards. After they got the 185 and then the lower end 600 some thousand, no, they took it off the top, so they get a bigger chunk, and then they took off the 180. Then they sent her the 6 something. You know.
So I'm just
Is it like
letting,
that
I'm
for
just,
all companies?
No, this was through no
this the
company. This was
IRS.
straight through the Treasury, IRS.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is for people who have tax bills, you can send in a negotiable instrument for an amount and they'll take what you owe and send you back a check. So
Yep.
they can't keep the change.
Yeah, they can't. And also too, the negotiable instrument, you do not, I'm telling you guys again, do not put no UCC, no HJR, no public law, no all you do is void prohibited by law. And none of these other codes. And on the bottom half of the negotiable instrument, it's going to have the information of the 2% penalties, and that is it. And don't go over 900 or 750,000 for those people who do have printers. And
All rights reserved, though?
and then you do no, none of that shit.
Reservation?
No,
None of that.
no, man, none of that shit. That's gonna get you frivolous filing and assessment on your ass, and then you got to defend your shit. No, I'm trying to tell you stuff that we practiced. We had agents to our house, not my house, but my buddy's house, and I was there when they came. I talked to these people, and they told what happened, you know. And the assessment, well, you're going to get excess for 3 million after the 2 million. You're going to get assessed, but we didn't have to worry about it. We know how to take care of it. But then we had the agent's ear for 30, 40 minutes. Then we say, okay, so what is the amount? Well, don't go over 1 million, because then you do it. Okay, so do it for minimum 700,000, 800,000. I wouldn't even go that, you know. And then, yeah, 750 sounds good. And then, man, 750, you know, you go to 7 banks, you put in $100,000, max out those credit cards, then you do a OID for each of those credit cards, infinite glitch of money. Then you got business money, and then you have money to do, you know, you buy a house you put $100,000 in a house, you get that money back with the OID and the 1099 ABCs.
Right.
My man.
No more house.
Hey, John, you're
Like,
going
no.
to have to message me one-on-one, brother.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, it's cool, but I'm not here. You know, like I can only do so much, and because everybody has a question, you know, and it's hard to get people's questions because, you know, child support. Man, accept the damn payment, send that bitch back. There, you know, whoever holds the gold pays the bills, and then snitch on those motherfuckers. Excuse my language, but I'm excited because I love helping
For
people
sure. I can hear
become
your
fucking
voice.
free.
That's right.
You know, and
aura,
the thing is, I got shot and blown up for this corrupt corporation. That's why I have a fire under my ass, because I was hurt for this bullshit lie.
Do you get 150 acres? Have you heard that? Have you utilized that with your?
Okay. For those that are veterans,
Yeah.
you heard about the Murambi Act. That's the thing you're talking about, the Murambi
Yes,
Act. For
sir.
those veterans,
Absolutely.
you can take your social security, your birth certificate, and your DD 214 to the Secretary of State. You make an appointment and you bring up that Murambi Act, and they'll give you a checkbook to pay off your bills. So that's why I laugh at all these veterans. All these veterans saying I'm broke, they don't take care of me. Well, because
I'm trying to help my father right now. He's a retired Vietnam vet and a Green Beret, and he's got
Hey, I
issues.
just told you exactly what you fucking need to do.
I wrote
exactly.
it down. I knew it. That's how I found it. I researched it
Yeah,
myself.
Yeah, and that's what it is. And they give you, you know, the thing is, they give you a checkbook to pay your bills, because that's a borderland agreement we had with Japan back in the days in the 17 or 1600s and shit, something like that.
Can you say
The
that?
Murambi
Those
Act.
things that you need again? No, we got muted. He got muted.
Wait, can you hear me again? No?
Yeah.
Check,
hey,
check.
Yeah, we can hear you. Can
Yeah.
you repeat what you
Yeah.
need to take?
Oh, you look it up. It's the Murambi Act. Your DD 214, your birth certificate, and your social and your ID, and then you make an appointment with your Secretary of State. I think it's called the Murambi Act, or Murambi is some kind of Japanese word, or some
Yeah, I
kind of
believe it
weird.
was Marabi.
Yeah, Marabi, something like that.
Marabi.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up because, you know, all these veterans need help, but also too, people that passed away, you're not going after their estate, man. You're creating stuff that, like on my irrevocable trust, I don't have shit. I'm sitting right here on my Hellcat, and I don't need my kids to have this shit. Go pick your own shit, and I show you how to pay it. ABCs. Like my kid on his new car, but I did punish him. I said, look, I'm not gonna give you the fucking car for free. You're gonna learn to respect your car because what if I'm not here? You need to
part of
respect
passing down your legacy.
Yep. And then he was real happy after 6 months. He goes, I get to pay off my car now. I've been reading everything on you, and he's 18 years old, and he paid off his car. And in 6 weeks, he'll get his title like Dad did. You know. And what we'll do too is, I got to go real in depth with everybody when we do is how to go get a purchase order or get a treasury check to go buy a car. You know, that's what I think people need. You know,
That's not having problems right now.
you know,
These streets.
Something else I was just working out with a Chevrolet dealership.
Yeah, and the thing is, man, the underwriter. If you can get the ear of the underwriter, go to a bank. I need to get a loan. Who do I talk to about the underwriter? You just got to perform. You guys got to get up and put on your big boy because now you're coming from a minor. You want to be a major player. We all CFOs. You got to act like it.
Right.
You gotta act like it now. And, but what else? I don't know, man. That's pretty good. We kept 140 people in this chat. People liked it.
Yes, sir.
I got something to let Starseed know when you have a moment. I don't want to interrupt.
Yep.
Just the process that I caught.
Can somebody drop down and bring Elvis on here? He's a pretty good guy.
I got you.
You know, that guy Elvis is a great chat.
Is a friend of ours. A lot of us are friends with him.
Yep.
Hey, John, if I show you the form right now with video, can you tell me, like, so I have the 3949 in front of me right now.
Right.
And on the bottom, it says...
Wait a minute. Alex, do me a favor. Text me and text me and send me your, hey, this is me, Alex, and make sure you text me and send it.
Or just do it in this messenger?
No, through text me on my phone.
Okay, what's the number? I
Because
have a pen.
I just put it there. 707
Oh, I see it.
805. Yeah, 805-6588.
Okay, and
And
I'm
the thing is,
like only a couple hours from Vacaville. Like, if you want to meet up for coffee on a Wednesday, dude, I would say my treat, but you have more money in your account than me, so your treat.
and the thing is, what city you're over there in? Where you at?
San Bernardino, but I have family in
but you're
Bakersfield. I'm only a couple hours from you.
Yeah,
I'm
and
in
the
Laguna
thing is,
Hills.
yeah, and you know, and we got to get a California group because man, everybody's getting beat up. I don't like people losing their houses and shit like that because
Dude, they're showing us our escrow says we owe them like $30,000 because it went up because everybody in our block decided to sell.
You know what's so funny is all the, you know, when you pay your mortgage or your thing, that is the actual, you know, you're supposed to be receiving that for giving them the access of your credits, and people already know that, but people, but you know, it's all going to come around once you set off this account as you the agent doing for the principal, and that's all it is, you guys. All you got to do is, you know, back in the day, you have to act as the agent for the principal. You don't need to change status. You just need to know about contracts, what people know. Then you know about protecting yourself against policy enforcers every which way about using, you know, contracting, knowing this. And then, for my car insurance people, I use a 1099A. I keep it in my car, and I just put that. And then I also put an indemnity bond inside my car. And so that's what I use for insurance.
And then 30 bonds sitting here. Do you think that's good?
You walk around with a 1099 already filled out. What do you do? Or it's one that's already filed?
Yeah, it's one filled out. Like whoever I need to give to, I give it to the insurance company. Like my wife totaled out a Honda in her Jeep, and she just barely touched it. So I told them, look, and they were very rude to her. And when I came onto the scene, and she had my private plates on, the police officer, let me show you your insurance. And my wife told her, look, he's he's private, and we have private insurance. We're just private. And then I told the guy, and the guy thought my wife didn't have insurance. And I was like, I told the police officer to relay this message. I was like, look, I will take you to go down the street and buy a new car. But they thought we were just Hispanic guys that were just crossed the borders and doing that. And I paid, they had to go get their car rebuilt for $10,000. And I told them I would get them a new car. It was my wife's fault. She rear-ended it. She totaled your shit out. Nothing happened to my Jeep. And then the 1099A, you're bypassing the insurance company. That's all you're doing.
They thought you worked for Chapo. That's why.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's
that's it.
absolutely right. So when you do a 1099A, all you're simply doing is reporting the taxes. Remember
Yep.
the whole
Man,
the
hey,
only-
hey, Elvis, how you doing, Elvis?
That sounds like Elvis.
Hey,
Elvis is
hey,
in the building.
Elvis, hey, Elvis. I never actually got to meet you, but my name is John. You know, I'm an Army guy.
Yeah,
I seen your name a couple times.
Oh my God, you're an Army guy. So my son, well, maybe not without my permission, but he went into the Army, the GD-214s and stuff. But he's an intech. He's a very intellectual guy with computers. So I know he's not going to be on the front line doing nothing stupid with other people. Yeah, man, it's nice to meet you, man. What you're saying is 100% on the money for people. Like, so when I travel, remember, you only do one or two things. You're either driving publicly or traveling privately. That's it. Right, so if you got an accident with somebody, you say, "Hey, remember you're unlimited. Just go ahead. If you're like, even if you're incorporated, you just fill out a 1099 and give it to whoever. You need an insurance company, a third-party debt collector, and then they give you numbers to give to somebody on the side of the road. Come on, man. You're absolutely right, brother.
Yep.
We should talk.
Yeah, and oh man, well, and the thing is, man. And the thing is, hey, Elvis, I heard you. You know, one of my buddy, he lives in Texas, and he's very free. And he uses his driver's license as a credit card.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
And that's hey, so that's the process I'm trying to get perfected, so I can help people. Don't worry about nothing else except using your driver's license as a credit card. That's how crazy my thing is.
I have info on that.
Yeah. And then we're allowing them to do
who? Wait a minute. Who has info? You gotta text me
I
whatever
did. That's
because
what I was gonna tell
I need
Star
more
Street,
info.
Actually,
Yeah, you guys
I got it verbally from
text me or
from
whatever.
The postmaster.
The postmaster using the driver's license as the
he
credit card.
we're just bouncing stuff back and forth. Ends up the guy's a really nice guy when you talk to him on a one-on-one level. Anyways, on the back, if you're utilizing a driver's license, some people use their passport ID. But anyhow, as long as you have the card with your all caps. Anyways, you're going to put a $1 stamp on the back of it. You're going to autograph through it, canceling it out. And this makes you postmaster. You can now act as such. And so, for instance, if you get pulled over and held up for more than 1 minute, it's a federal offense of arresting the mail.
Yeah, and then there is there's laws behind it that help you enforce it because a lot of people get afraid how to.
If you're going that way, you're going under what's called the UPU, okay, on the PF 3806 form. That's what you're doing.
That would fall under EPO BOL.
Yeah, what you're doing is you're invoking the Postmaster General, which is the very first bank, which is the post office, right? They came before banks.
Yep.
So, you know what I'm saying? So,
man, you guys, I'm telling you, it's good that people are on the same page.
I'd love to bring that
This is what you do to utilize your driver's license as a method of utilizing it as a card.
Absolutely, because
you know what, Elvis, Elvis. Some people call me a scammer because I charge $1,500 for 2 hours for helping people. But the thing is, they call me a scammer, so I said, let me just do something for you. If I'm a scammer, I'll pay your house and car off, and then I'll give you $20,000.
Yeah, there
you go.
That
nice. You should snitch on them.
But then
I'm not just a scammer. I'm a snitcher.
Can all like make sure we're just one at a time talking because when more than one person starts talking, I can't hear shit.
Yeah. But I'm glad, Elvis, that I actually, that I finally meet you. I heard about you and the good little things you did.
And by the way, bless you. And I'm going to tell you something. like I know like BS when I hear it. All the people talk about
Yeah.
different acts and this and all that. When what you were just talking right now, it only takes me seconds. I studied all these different people. I actually work with parliamentary and chairmen of boards and stuff.
Right.
Like so, I know private trade secrets, and that's what you're talking about. It's nothing more than how you don't leave blank endorsement signatures on a contract. We can get deeper into that, but I don't want to because I want to lose people. So yeah, you hear my language, I hear yours, right? But then somebody just jumped in there. Elvis is a joke. If I'm a joke, how do I beat 2 felony convictions and 4 years of probation and do CUSIP back tracing $2.4 billion? You want to tell me how I'm a joke? Go put that guy on there. He's probably living underneath the damn bridge somewhere with a big broken down Wi-Fi.
And Elvis, I've been in so much the injunction.
Yeah, and
the injunctions are very powerful, right?
It is very powerful, of course.
Yeah, and
like
would you agree an
right?
injunction? Yeah, an injunction, a fee schedule, and a DBA, having those 3 things in your car with a 1099A, those things right there while traveling, and with your driver's license with the $1 stamp, because you're invoking so much stuff.
Yeah, but okay, look at now. You're talking about silver passes title when you do that stuff. $1, right? That's why I got so many $1 silver certificates in my possession, because silver passes title.
Precisely.
Remember, they went from the HCR 192, the gold and silver standard, and what they did, it gave you what's called, ready? Watch this, grace standard. What's the grace? The Holy Grace, right? Public Law 97-280 says what? God's scripture is the only authority. $1 is perfection. So I like.
Hey, Elvis, Elvis, can you get my number so we can touch bases?
Yeah, we definitely got it. We definitely got it. See, they don't want us to talk. Somebody just got on there and said Elvis is full of BS. Really? Come on, man.
Hey, you know what? Take it with a grain of salt, because it was funny because one guy called me a scammer this month, and I just I just had to burst his bubble. And guess what? And now he's like my best friend. He goes, you saved my life. Believe.
No,
I was like,
I get
I have
that.
a question.
But it's okay.
I do realize that. I do realize that.
I have a question.
What's your
up, bro?
question?
Elvis, what's the whole reason? Can you go down the whole walkthrough for the 1 cent on the driver's license?
Yeah, so what he's saying is absolutely true. He's talking about, remember, there's always accounts receivable, accounts payable on a driver license. He's absolutely correct, by the way.
No, I just want someone to go through, because there's a lot of people on this call that probably don't know what you guys are talking about. We don't care about.
Oh yeah, we were talking about it 2 hours ago. Yeah, that's.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know. I just jumped on. I do apologize.
Yeah.
No, you're good. I'm just for the people in the chat who don't know what you're talking about. I want you guys to just,
All right. So I'm not sure. Let him go. He's talking about the fact that the driver license is a credit card. Why do you think a cop makes you get out of your car and give him a driver license? He cannot charge your accounting until he gets that credit card, your driver license. Driver license, registration, and proof of insurance. Therefore, guess what? You must be what? Driving publicly. You're not traveling privately. You're not engaged in commerce, transferring cargo or passengers. That's all I say to him. I just, boom. No, because I got a 508c winning ministry and all that, and there's nothing registered with the state of. Get me? I don't. That got one guy pissing me off. He just said that. I'm gonna try to let that go, brother, because you're right. But man, you tell me I'm full of it. Really? You know what I've done in my? Come on, man.
Love, bro. That's all it is.
I've gotten people out of parole and probation, and they get all their guns back, and they sit in their houses with their guns. You get one knucklehead on here thinks he knows what he's talking about. You know what I mean? But he's right. He's right. I'm a fighter, so I like to bring him up front and center. You know what I'm saying? Just go ahead and crucify his ass. But
Yeah, we don't do that in here because we ain't got time for that bullshit.
yeah, I mean, you don't. I mean, I'm only doing this out of love, just like he is.
EPU treaty.
Yeah, I mean, this guy, he knows what he's talking about when he's talking about the 1090. First of all, he's talking about traveling down the road with a 1099A. Bang! Guess what's in my so-called my private conveyance? 1099As. If I damage somebody, well, guess what? I got security now, don't I? Where's my insurance?
How about a surety bond? Is that the same? Will that work?
Yes, you can do okay. Hey, check this out, bro. You're gonna love this. You can do what's called blanket. You can do what's called dishonesty insurance blanket bonds, and you get surety bonds over that named estate if you're holding legal title. Okay, so if you're holding legal title,
endorsement.
Well, the reason you would do that without recourse and endorsement is because you're holding it. Therefore, you're incorporated. When you come
Oh, my bad.
unincorporated,
Payable to bearer. Yeah.
right? So look at. Remember, there's two different things that are happening here. If you're holding title as the holder, you're not the holder in due course. You're not the entitled holder, right? So that's why me and him want to really talk. We're going to totally go into the gangbang this thing because he's absolutely right. By the way, I was listening to what he's saying. I seriously, because it's this game's so difficult, it's so played, but it's very unusual to find people telling you the truth and not asking you for 30, 40, 50,000. Brad, what's his name? Tipton, I talk about QSIP back tracing. He charges $1,500 for 15 minutes. Yeah,
No,
so-
you know what? He charges $4,000 an hour.
Oh well, I'm staying correct.
Yep, 4,000. Because guess what? He was one of my mentors back in the day.
Yeah,
He was one of my mentors. But the thing is, I learned a little bit from him, and then I bounced off because he
Yeah,
goes,
you're like
he charges people, and I'm not charging crazy $4,000 an hour. Which he has a legal team. That's what route he went.
I can afford about 4 seconds.
No, seriously though, I deal with parliamentarians and chairmen of boards. People don't even know what that means. What's a parliamentarian? Nobody on the call actually, unless they listen to me speak before,
Or a notary.
it's 268 years old. And what they do is they destroy courts, ecclesiastical, incompetent courts of a de facto courts, right? Because why? There is no court of competent jurisdiction that can bring you into that court. Everything they're doing is through false pretense, right? They just simply give you a tariff or a tax, and then, hey, man, whatever article, whatever they want to do. But Title 18, they
Assumption
pull,
and presumption.
right? And they're peace officers, and they don't have a certificate of registration or nothing from the governor. And I could go into I could do Title 1 Article 8, Section 17.
Elvis, hold up a second. Elvis, hold up. Put yourself on pause for a second. Really quickly, when you guys talk about putting a dollar stamp on the back of a license, and you cancel it out, it makes you the postmaster, that's great. But there aren't any cops that are going to know that because they're just not in tune to it.
But guess what? When you get to this level, brother, listen to me. I love you, and you're going to love me. Watch this. You go put your shit into the little registry. It's called the CRIS registry. And guess what happens?
Put them on notice.
Yeah. Well, you've been thinking come running back like Carl Lewis and hand you whatever identification you gave him to. I don't give a shit if it's whatever passport.
Hold on a second. When you talk about you talking about the court registry investment system?
Yeah, it's called the CRIS code.
Chris.
Yeah.
So how
Yeah,
do you
Chris.
get into that? I thought that was only something that's accessible through the courts and the clerk of the court.
No,
No,
that's where the injunction. That's where you do the injunction.
Right.
Hey, the injunction
Hold
helps
up,
you.
stop. Do me a favor.
The injunction.
Stop. John, hold on a second. But Elvis, you just pause a second. Let when you guys talk one at a time, because to what Starseed said earlier, none of us are benefiting and you're all talking over each other. So John, explain the injunction part. Go ahead.
Oh no. Hey, Elvis. So, getting into the CRIS, doing an injunction, notifying those 4 offices helps you, and that's where it gets you into the CRIS system of do not stop,
Correct.
do not detain, do not interrogate,
100%.
all that shit. And that's the easiest way to get people in there. It's just
Absolutely.
that, and
Yeah, so-
and because that's the easiest. And Elvis, what I'm trying to do is I try to dumb it down as street people because the language
get
is
it.
very hard. But I just
Well,
try
I
to
get
look. This once you do this is what then
You're awesome, brother. Hey, brother,
just
tell you
stupid
something.
it down.
I've met a lot of people, but what you're disseminating into the public, I really appreciate you for doing what you're doing. Seriously,
Thank you.
you remind me a lot of me. You know what I mean? But a lot of people don't get it, and I get what he's saying. Slow it down so other people can get it. 100%.
Now let me interrupt. Let me interrupt. Doing the injunction, which you've already sent me that documentation, and I'm going to clean it up so it becomes generic for everyone to convert it for their own purpose in their own state. That doesn't get me into the CRIS system. Let me rephrase that. No, hold on, I said it wrong. That doesn't give me access to the CRIS system. What it does, it allows me to put the people on notice who have access to the CRIS system. I can't access
And
it.
they put you in there. They put you in it.
I get that, right? No, what I was asking
They put
before,
you in it.
what I was asking before when Elvis made a comment was that it sounded like I can go and file it directly, but I cannot because the CRIS system is
And I'm just following up.
Ready? No, let me answer that real quick. Check it out. You can, but you can. Hey, ready? You cannot do it if you're coming in an incorporated version. Wow, I got an echo. I hate that when I hear my voice back and forth. So we use people that know how to go into that Samco, Cisco,
Incorporated,
right? They know how to get in there. Remember, hey, so where is the Crisco? It's at the FBI. That's where that is. I already know. I already beat all of them. Everything. So, yeah, but you're right. That's a great question, by the way, and good for you for even thinking about that. So
Okay, the reason I asked, the reason I brought
to help you, Felix, to help you get into there is that injunction.
I get that's not where I'm going with this. I know that's how it gets me in there because the Supreme Court Chief Justice of the state will do that because they have access to it because it's done through the clerk of the court, and at that point you're at the highest level of the court jurisdiction within your state. But I also know that the CRIS system is where every court case gets bid bond or performance bond. Hold on a second, guys. Give me a second, dude. I mean, with all due respect, and I follow you on your lives. One of the things you do is you're very exciting and you talk over everybody. No one knows what the heck you're talking about because we're listening to five voices. So that said, just respect the space so that we can all benefit from your knowledge because that's what we want. Now, what I'm saying is the CRIS system is where the courts go and utilize your court case to get a bid bond, a performance bond, and a payment bond filed. And that's how they make money on the court cases. And
that's not true. That's not true, brother. You're missing a lot of it. That's part of it. But you're right about that. Appearance bonds, they do a general accounting on it. They do with the Samco, Cris codes. You go all the way into different accounting degrees and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Accounts receivable, accounts payable, gap reporting. We can go into all of them. Like B5, Basel 3 reports, B425, B5 perspective. I'm a guy who works with people that know about accounting, forensic accountants. So you're right, though. You're right about that part of it. You're right. A lot of people are never going to understand that. They don't need to understand that part. All they need to understand is the fact is that, hey, these people run your name through a data breach and indexing. That's all you need to know. That's all they need to know. They don't need to understand all the accounting. That's it.
Well, the reason we raise this up is because besides going through the IRS process, that whether you do the ABC or just or the 1090 Bs, is that if you know how to get to those bonds, you can liquidate them.
No, so how do you get? Okay, so ready? How do you get to those bonds to liquidate? What's the secret? How do you?
There you go. That's the question.
No, I already know the fact. I already know the answer. I'm just asking you.
Well, if I knew the answer, I would be asking it, would I?
I've got a quick restart.